Yo, 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 what is up, dudes and dudettes? Today I'll be taking a look at Minecraft, but first a quick disclaimer. I know the PC version is superior and the footage is PS4. However, that does not mean I will give the game a lower score. It just means that, well, this is the best version of Minecraft I happen to own, okay? So the disclaimer is finished. Let's take a look at Minecraft. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple of years, you probably haven't, but in case you have been, you probably at least heard of Minecraft. You've at least heard of it. It's the most successful indie game of all time, and it is an open world creative game with some RPG elements thrown about. There are no objectives aside from maybe the achievements for some trophy junkies out there, and you're able to do what you want when you want in this randomly generated world. Now, there are two main complaints immediately I hear about Minecraft. So first is the graphics look bad. The graphics aren't bad. In fact, I believe they add this necessary charm to the game and give it its own identity. When you see a pixelated 3D sword in Hastings, most know where it's from immediately. And I think it's a throwback to the 8-bit games, it's just, well, now it's 3D. And the second reason is it's a lot of older individuals think it's strictly a kids game, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So there are two main modes in Minecraft. We have survival and creative. We're first going to take a look at the more popular of the two, survival. When you boot up a game of Minecraft, you have just a map in your inventory and there are very little instructions on what to do. I highly recommend visiting the tutorial mode or looking at some online wikis for help, as newcomers can be confused and overwhelmed at times. Soon you'll start slowly gathering resources, making tools, and manipulating the land before you. And you might want to build some sort of shelter soon because at night, dangerous mobs as they are known as begin to spawn and will attempt to kill the player. Fortunately for you though, swords and other weapons can be made to defend yourself, but I wouldn't count on those too much, especially if you opted for a more difficult playthrough. So let's take a look at some of the more common aggressive mobs as they're known as. First, you have the zombies, who will simply try to hit you when they spot you. Luckily, they are pretty easy to deal with, but they can be dangerous if mixed with other mobs or other zombies, and they will attempt to break down your doors when you have a door up. Skeletons are the ranged mobs capable of hitting the player with arrows, and these guys are actually pretty annoying, especially when you're in a dark cave and you just see an arrow fly out of the darkness and pelt you right between the eyes. Yeah, I hate the skeletons. So, spiders are another mob, and then climb over obstacles and drop down on you when you least expect it. So if you're kind of like in a cavern and just walking through all nice, and then this spider just drops on you and kind of like ruins your night, I don't know. But nothing compares to this last mob, the unholiest of mobs, the bane of your existence on Minecraft, the squid. No, get that out of here. No, the creeper. Not only do they stalk you like that creepy pedophile Candy down the street, but they suicide bomb you for good measure. They can easily be the trickiest to deal with, so proceed with heavy caution. So anyway, your life bar shouldn't be your only concern though, as you need to keep well nourished to continue onward. Whether you hunt or farm is up to you, but I highly recommend hunting as an initial means of gathering food, as it's much easier early on because you can just cook it with the furnace. And farms, you need more elaborate planning of the environment. As you progress throughout the game, you'll soon discover new and exotic resources that can only be mined with stronger pickaxes. You'll also become more confident and choose to explore a lot more as a result. Your base will naturally get larger and you'll start utilizing entire areas to suit your wants. Of course, you don't have to play alone. Up to 7 other players can join in. Building and fighting off the mobs together is always a blast, and it makes the game a lot easier in my opinion, and it encourages replayability. Eventually, players will become more ambitious and will want to venture out into the Nether Realm, a hellish area only reserved to the brave and the bold, and the curious. The Nether houses new mobs and, more importantly, new resources to collect. Of course, I won't spoil it too much. Go into the Nether and explore yourself. There is a final boss known as the Ender Dragon that players can reach, and believe me, he isn't a pushover, and getting to him is pretty difficult as well. After defeating him, the credits may roll, but the world is still yours to conquer and explore, and the game is far from over. The second mode in Minecraft is creative mode. If at any time during survival mode you had this great idea, but you didn't want to go through the trouble of making it, creative mode is your answer. Players are given access to every single item and block in the game right off the bat, and they can fly around with just a click of a button. Going online, you can find some truly impressive works of art that people have spent a good amount of time creating, even though they probably lost a lot of their life doing it, but they're awesome nonetheless. I even tried to create something here, and I'm mediocre at this stuff, and I still was able to make something kinda cool. I'm not a huge fan of creative mode for obvious reasons. I suck at it, but a lot of people are, and if anything, it's a good way to mess around and experiment with the different blocks for building ideas in survival. Or you can just burn everything to the ground. Whatever you want. It's up to you. Minecraft is truly a wonderful game. It's a game I believe everyone should at least try once, regardless of age. I know there are a lot of kids that play this game, but the imagination should not be limited to specific age groups. In Minecraft, if you can think it, you can certainly build it. There isn't an immediately obvious competition in Minecraft. I mean, you have first-person shooters, whatever the other team is, red versus blue in Halo. If you're on the blue team, you shoot the red team. If you're in a racing game, you race your opponents to the finish line. But in Minecraft, the main opponent is you, your creative aspirations. Even if Minecraft isn't the game for you, and believe me, not everyone is going to love it, no one can deny the greatness Mojang achieved with this indie title and the amount of influence it has had in our culture. Minecraft isn't just the best indie game ever. It is quite possibly one of the greatest games of all time and a true testament of what indie games can do. I'm giving Minecraft a 10 out of 10. And I'm hoping this is my only 10 out of 10 for a long time because I don't want to give these out too often. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like what you watch, you want to see more, click that subscribe button, and I'll be back soon. See you later.